Well, howdy everybody, and welcome to another video brought to you by me, Doug. No, I'm not Doug. I'm Jack. Nice to meet you. VintageElectronicsGeek.com here. Today's video topic is going to be about junk that I have purchased in the month of June 2017. First up on the block here, we have a GE. This is a Superadio. This is their first version. I've been wanting this radio for quite some time. I finally found one at a good deal. So I pulled the trigger and bought it. This one's filthy. This one's going to need a little cleaning. This one does work. This one has kind of a sloppy knob up here. You can see that. Need to tear it apart. Need to clean it. Need to tune it up. Tested it last night. It seemed to work okay. Conditions were not very favorable, so it didn't work as good as I hoped, as good as the hype was. Again, conditions not very good. Anybody that has a service manual, owner's manual, or know where I can get one, hit me up, let me know. I have not yet had a chance to look, so maybe it's something very simple, very easy to find. Next item I have is a Conar Model 312. This is a capacitor leakage tester. This is solid state from the early 80s. I am looking for owner's manual, service manual. Anybody have one? Know where I can acquire one? Let me know. I have been unsuccessful in locating one. This will replace my Heathkit C3 that I've not yet rebuilt. And now that I have this, I probably will not rebuild it. We will see. Here we have a GW Instek. GW stands for Goodwill. This is model number GRG-450B Bravo. This is a RF generator, RF signal generator. This is going to replace my tube Conar model number 280 signal generator. This is solid state. The Conar is tube type. This one goes from 100 Hertz up to 150 Hertz, as well as 96 to 450 megahertz on harmonics. For harmonics, I will need a spectrum analyzer. I did buy one last year. I just have not had time to play with it or put it up or do anything like that. It is a computer-based device, and I just have not got that far. So now I have a reason to go that far. Next item I have is a Sencore MicroRanger. This is a digital voltometer. This thing's pretty awesome. Most voltometers go to 20 mega ohms on capacitance. This one goes to an astonishing 100 mega ohm right out of the package. Slight modification. You could take it up to, I believe, 500 mega ohms. And then with a optional kit, you could take this thing all the way up to over 5,000 mega ohms. That's crazy. This also sports a peak to peak, an average, and a true RMS AC voltmeter. It also has dB meter on it, both a dBm, I forget what the M stands for, measured, and then a dBp. P is programmable. It's really cool. Unfortunately, it does not check capacitors. They did make a match to this, which I'll buy down the road. Next item I bought was a GW Instek, model number GFG8219 Alpha. This is a 3 megahertz signal generator. I'm really excited about having this one. I've never owned one, never played with one. I understand the basic fundamentals of it, but the more complex and advanced I do not. I do know that if you need to check your speakers, this will definitely do it. It'll check it for range. It'll let you know if they're blown or whatever. If you need to produce an audible signal, say you want to tune up your your cassette tapes, this will produce a tone, and you can punch that out to cassette, play the cassette in the deck, and then come back and calibrate it accordingly. This also is AM/FM, and it provides sweep. Reading the owner's manual, I believe it does pulse, even though I do not see the word pulse on the device itself. It appeared that in the instructions, and I may have misread it, that you can do pulse, and pulse is a good thing. One thing that excites me to have pulse, I'm sure there's many other things that you could do with it, but if you have a piece of coax and you do not know what its ohm is, there's a way with this and pulse that you could figure that out. I seen a video about it on YouTube about a year ago or so. So I do not know all the particulars. Would have to search that video out again to find out what it does. One other thing I forgot to mention on the function generator, I need a schematic on that. If anybody has a service manual. If anybody has a service manual or know where I could acquire one, please let me know. Next item we have here is a frequency counter. This is a Leader LDC-825. This is a 1 gigahertz frequency counter. Actually, it covers from 10 hertz all the way up to 1 gigahertz. I have been able to get it to produce a signal as low as 3 hertz, I believe. This frequency counter is going to replace that Cenometer VC2000 that I have. I bought that last year or so. Yeah, last year. And I do not like that thing. The high band on it does not work, and it's been like that ever since I had it. Contacted the seller, and basically he gave me an awesome refund. I only ended up paying $20 for that dumb thing, so I kept it. Can't go wrong with that. So this one here will replace that, and this is a really awesome, very sensitive frequency counter. Next item I bought is this Protek model number 6510. It is a 100 megahertz oscilloscope. It is analog. It is not digital. This scope has had some problems. Channel 1, I cannot get the position to change up and down, and because of such, I believe it flat tops on the signal. It's there. It's nice and bright. I just cannot control it. I've gone through and checked the resistors. They all appear to be fine. The repair of this scope might actually be outside of my scope of abilities in fixing. Channel B, Channel 2 works just fine. I have no issues. At this point in time, I don't know if having both channels functioning is going to be a big issue to me or not. Scoured the internet. I cannot find a owner's manual, cannot find a service manual for this device. Again, if anybody knows where I could acquire either, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate that. I will do another video down the road displaying channel 1, and maybe somebody can give me a pointer in direction to go. I'm not going to stress out about it too much. I'm actually going to reassemble it and put it in line today and remove my 20 megahertz scope out of there. From what I understand, even though this is a 2-channel, it looks like there's a way to actually have 4 channels displayed. I don't know. Information on this is extremely weak. Website is there. They still list it, and it's very weak on the information. This scope is made by Hung Chung, I don't know, somebody like that, out of Korea. Next item I picked up was this Sencore model CB42. This is a CB analyzer, not just any CB analyzer. It is a Deluxe CB analyzer. So with this little guy, you'll be able to tune up, transmit, and receive your CBs. Full 40 channel. Has tuner, RF, IF generator, microvolt output, audio output, speaker sub. This switch here is frozen. I need to tear it apart and figure that out. And then digital readout selector, and then signal to noise checker, RF, IF output, audio output, scope output, on off, crystal check, and then speaker sub, external freak, and that just says all 50 ohm load test. So I'm thinking this is the input for your CB. Why they'd have a BNC versus a SO239, I don't know. It's above my pay grade. I was surprised with this thing. On the back, not only does it have a AC mains cable, but it also has a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, male plug. So I don't know how many people is going to be driving around with this in their vehicle tuning up radios. This also comes with a little booklet. Nothing exciting, not the owner's manual. Alright, so you're probably asking yourself, Jack, what else? Did you save anything for anybody else? Probably not. Here's a few other items that I picked up this month as well. Here we have a Sony GV-HD 700. This is a HDV video recorder player. This item has issues. It does power up, but it has a little flashing code on the screen, C:31 I believe it is. So we have an issue with the drive mechanism. Have to tear that apart or tear it up, one or the other, and see if we could resolve that. I forgot to mention that last item was a secondhand store find. And now you're probably asking yourself, Jack, what about cameras? Did you buy any cameras? Yes, I did. Don't fret. Realistically, what kind of self-proclaimed camera king would I be if I didn't pick up a camera at least once a month? I wouldn't be a very good self-proclaimed camera king. Here we have one example of what I did purchase. This is a Kodak Z7-590. This camera was also a secondhand store find for just a few shillings. I actually bought this camera back when they first came out. I bought it brand new, and I got to tell you, it was and still is a fantastic camera. Probably one of Kodak's best cameras that they made. This camera, however, that you're looking at, and like I said, I still have that camera, still functions just fine. This camera here, however, do not. Put a battery into it, no power. It's frozen, it's stuck. So we're going to have to tear it apart and either fix it or break it. Purpose why I bought this camera is I thought, hey, it'd be kind of a cool camera to dork with, you know, see about doing an IR conversion or maybe adding external microphone jack or something. I don't know. I didn't buy just one camera. I bought a couple. And here's another example of what I purchased this month as well. This here is a Panasonic PV-L758. This is a VHS-C camera with wings and a tail. This camera works, if I remember correctly. So one day I will actually take it out and shoot it. I actually own about another 2 or 3 other Panasonics that look very similar to this. I do not recall if it's the same model number. I do not recall if they have the wings. I'm thinking it's not the same. I'm thinking those ones actually have the remote that's tucked into the butt. But it looks very similar to this. Might be a little smaller. They could be 8 mils, I'm not sure. One day we'll dig it out and try them. Okay, what else? Alright, I do believe this is the last item that I may have bought this month. I don't know. I know there's a few other things I bought that's not YouTube worthy. Still waiting on those to come in. But as far as what I want to display on the old channel here, I believe this is going to be the last one. Because I don't think I bought... Oh, I lied. There will be one more after this. Okay, so what you're looking at here is another video camera. Bought this off of eBay. Paid $1.25 for this with free shipping. How can you go wrong? Actually, I already own one of these. I bought this one for the sole purpose of this being a donor for my other one. This is a model I'm not sure. We've got a big sticker right there. Here we go. It's an RCA CC 6373. I bought this camera brand new back before I was into videoing. I bought it for one purpose. It served its purpose. I didn't use it very much. It sat more than it has been used. I keep the camera for sentimental reasons because of the one purpose I used it for. That camera, the zoom in, zoom out switch broke, no longer works, and this was going to be a donor for that. And this one actually is displaying the same symptoms. However, if I get it just right, the switch does work. So I will tear this apart and remove the switch. But I think I'll open up the other one first, or I might open this one first, look at the switch, and if it's something that I'm not going to tear up, then I'll go ahead and go forward. And I'll put the broken switch in this one, and then I'll hack and whack on this one as well. This one does not have a external microphone jack, so that's something I'll do. I'll experiment with and play with. This also is a VHS-C. It is mono, but it is an amazing little camera for what it is. It has a fantastic macro mode on it. It's amazing. Because I am the undisputed camera king, here's my last camera that I bought this month. This is a Nikon CoolPix S8100 point and shoot 12 megapixels with 1080p. And I just found out playing with it today that this actually has slow-mo on it. Goes all the way up to 240 FPSs. Sad thing about it though is when it goes into slow-mo, it only does 10-second shorts, and it drops you down into really low resolution. One day when I play with it and review it, I'll include some of that video. A couple other things that not too swell about this camera is, yes, you can zoom in and out while you're videoing, but the noise from the lens is horrible, so it makes it unusable. While you're videotaping, this also does autofocus, but like the zoom in, zoom out, that's very noisy, very chatty, and it will not be used. So, that, my friends, I do believe is it. All my purchases that I've made the first week of June. I have a few more items of interest that I'll probably order today or tomorrow, but this will do it for now. I need to tear apart all my test equipment and clean all the switches and button them back up and stab them in line. Now this is something that will not be done on video for time constraints. I just want to get in, get it done, and start working on this video and hopefully have it posted within the next day or two. Okay, boys and girls, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed all this as much as I have, and I'm really looking forward to playing with my new toys. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. I couldn't have done this without you. Well, okay, that's a lie. I could. I would just be talking to myself. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one.